There
Oh,
you go.
yes. We finally, man, that was a struggle right there.
Oh my God, I never done it like this before, so it was a little different.
But how have you been, man? How have you been doing?
I'm been doing good, man. Here I am in the gym, you know what I'm saying? So I've been doing good. Everything's doing good so far. Thank God.
That's good. That's good. And it's good to see your gym's open after, COVID and all that.
Oh man, it was a struggle because we were supposed to open in February. It didn't happen because we had to have the bathroom to be handicap accessible.
Yeah.
So it took us a whole month to be approved, get the approval from the city from that. And then here we are, beginning of March. Okay, we're doing the grand opening in March, and then it was mandated by the governor to close gyms. So from
Mm-hmm.
March to August, we were closed and still paying rent, and that almost forced us to close the gym. But thank God that me and my business partner struggled it out and make it happen. Whatever little we had left uh, to pay the bills, we make it happen, and thank God we're still here.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a blessing. But
Oh, it sucks, man. But thank God we're here.
what everyone really wants to hear is about your fighting. You're very, we can almost say one of the pioneers of modern day MMA. And
I don't know about all that, but
eh,
I've been around. I've been around, and I'm especially in the New York area, which is, I mean, if you're from New York, a lot of top teams, camps and schools come from New York. All these guys are monster. They got good school, good camp. There's Renzo Gracie. A Brooklyn MMA team. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, these guys come from good school, good training camp with good big backgrounds. I'll just be blessed to be in the right time, in the right place. Training under Louis Ruiz, a three-time world kickboxing champion. He was my first kickboxing MMA coach. And then, of course, Team Renzo Gracie, with Renzo Gracie, John Danaher, which told me many cool tricks with no gi jiu-jitsu. I mean, I've been blessed.
so your father is actually the one that got you into fighting, correct?
Correct. My father, Puerto Rican from New York. He told me that when he was in the military, because he was in the army,
Mm-hmm.
at that time they were teaching them Shotokan karate and boxing as a way of self-defense. Of course, being from New York, he knew even then that karate was not really suitable for street fighting. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It was very robotic, and nobody in the street fights like that. So he put it together, what he learned from karate and boxing, put it together, and he formed his own kickboxing way of fighting. You know what I'm saying? For the streets.
Yeah.
We had no schools, no nothing. So at 6 years old, being his only boy, he tried to teach me how to fight. He was like, listen, you have to learn how to fight, you have to learn how to defend yourself. I'm like, defend myself? That's why I got a father. I don't need to defend myself. He's like, listen, dad can be there forever, so you learn how to defend yourself. So at 6 years old, he told me a little bit about martial arts, and then little by little, I took it on my own.
So what would you say your biggest accomplishment in your career would be? The thing that you're most proud of accomplishing?
Oh my God, man, that's a hard one because I cannot put one over the other because there's always uh, 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 um, different attributes to that. I mean, when I
Mm-hmm.
met Luis Ruiz for the first time, and he took me on his wings, and sure enough, I won a championship under him. That was an honor because he himself an accomplished three-time world kickboxing champion, very well known,
Yeah.
especially in New York and in the world. You know what I'm saying? Being under him and fighting under Luis Negro and Ray Longo, two big names right there. Uh, uh, um, I was man, that was a big hype. And of course, when I left to do other things, I won the international kickboxing championship under Jonas Nunez, teacher and promoter in New York. But I fought and won that representing Team Renzo Gracie. You see the picture? I have an old Renzo Gracie T-shirt, which they don't use no more. And then after that, I went on and off with Michael Corleone, which is a kickboxing boxing champion himself, well-known promoter in New York. KO boxing and took me under his wings and trained me for a while, you know what I'm saying? And sure enough, I won another belt under him, you know. And then that's what got me to Team Renzo Gracie, because at that time, kickboxing was going down and MMA was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. My cousin, David Bolo Rivera, who for the longest been to Renzo Gracie school, many times I went to the academy, but never to train. I never cared about jiu-jitsu. I was always being a taekwondo, kickboxing guy. My thing was always my stand-up. I didn't care about grappling or jiu-jitsu, nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I always go there to help him out or to check the classes. Many times, once he introduced me to Renzo Gracie, it was like a daily thing. We'll hang out with each other and talk and exchange ideas and training and technique. And then one day, I just, called Renzo and said, listen, I want to do MMA, and I know you guys are the best to do jiu-jitsu, so I want to go to your academy. He was like, Cruz, my school is your home. You're welcome anytime. That was 2008, and I never missed a class since. And of course, he threw me in the class with John Danaher, not knowing who he really was. I thought he was just another regular instructor like everybody else. Not to know that this guy, John Danaher, they consider him to be one of the best jiu-jitsu coach in the world. I didn't know he was that big. But here I am. He threw me to his class, because they have different classes throughout the day. He threw me to John Danaher's class, not knowing not only who he is, who he trains. In the corner of my eye, I see Frankie Edgar. In the corner of my eye, I see GSP, Rafael Saponatal, Chris Wyman. I'm like,
everybody.
Holy shit,
Yeah.
So here I am thinking I'm going there with this attitude of the champion, and I see all these big giants. I'm like, I feel like a little fish,
Yeah.
And sure enough, I mean, they're all gentlemen. We help each other even after class. We stay after class and drill, and they teach me new submissions or different way how to escape. So to 2008 and on, I've been training with all those guys, and it's been a blessing. 2013, when I first came here to Ohio, not being known in Ohio, I was big name in New York, but not here. So I asked Renzo if I could promote and represent Team Renzo Gracie here, and he said yes, and that's how I became officially the first guy to teach and promote Team Renzo Gracie in Ohio.
Really? That's an impressive story. And a lot of people don't know this either. You started something where you actually train celebrities now, right?
Yeah, well, when I was not fighting, since 1994, started training. Yeah, a long time ago, man. That's 27 years ago. Jesus Christ. I started training in Soul Training Center, which is a private gym in Soho, New York. It's funny how the story goes, because I took my cousin Ray there with me, because I was there to be interviewed for kickboxing position, to teach cardio kickboxing,
Yeah.
And the owner was like, well, we're not looking for a kickboxer. I need another trainer. And I'm like, all those years, reading Muscle Fitness magazines and Muscle Mag and Iron Man, I'm thinking I know about training. I didn't know shit, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just wanted a job. I said, yeah, I could be a trainer. Yeah, right. I didn't know nothing, and not knowing much about the gym history and Soho, which is very, even now, Soho, New York is very high-class neighborhood. A lot of celebrities and rich people live in the area. So one by one, the first celebrity that I met, I didn't train her. I was trainer. I think I was trainer the guy she was dating or her brother. To this day, I don't know who he really is. But he introduced me to Helen Barkley.
Okay.
And said, Anthony, I want to introduce you to somebody. And the minute I'm walking to the exercise machine where she was at, I recognized her. I said, oh my God, that's Helen Barkley. And that was just my first introduction to the celebrity world. And after that, I trained Stephen Fisher, Eric Dane, Topher Grace, Anderson Cooper, Topher Grace, yeah, from that 70s show.
You know him?
I train him. He was one of my clients in Soho, New York.
Oh, you got to get him on my show, bro. That's my favorite people of all time. No lie. I have the DVD set and everything.
Yeah. But it's a Carton, songwriter, singer. I trained her also. I used to do a lot of kickboxing, circuit training with her. I mean, she loved it. Yeah, that was her thing. So for more than 2 decades, out of the three, I only trained 3 private gyms in Soho, New York. Out of 3 private gyms, I was manager. I became manager and trainer. So not only I was the manager of the gym, I also was a trainer and had a team of trainers under me.
Yeah.
They make sure that, we have these guys coming in, have the best training possible, and act and be professional. So for more than decades in Soho, New York, I was the go-to guy to train celebrities.
When you said Topher, I'm not gonna lie, I turned into a little fanboy there.
Oh, he was a cool guy, down to earth. It's funny because when I was training him,
throw hands.
Yeah, it's funny because when I was training him, he talked about Eric Dane. They were coming up doing a movie together. So he asked me about him. And I said, so what do you think about Eric? I'm like, oh no, he's a cool guy. Listen, you have fun with him. He's not like one of those celebrities that they think their head is too big for. No, he's down to earth, cool guy. So we even when I was training him, he started asking me about somebody else, another celebrity like Eric Dane, and I think that they did a movie together. I don't know what the name of it, but
I know
that came up.
he just got on a new show, I think, that's actually doing pretty good. I think it's on.
Yeah.
I think. Don't quote me.
No, he's been acting and on and on for many years. I mean, but he's a cool guy.
You need to tell him to do the That 70s Show reunion and call it That 90s Show and have them all be parents.
That would be cool. That would be cool. You know what I'm saying? That would be cool. Yeah, because they're all still around. You know what I'm saying?
They're all still funny.
Yeah, they are.
But so if you never got into fighting, what do you think you'd be doing with your life?
Oh my God, good question, because I've been studying and doing martial arts. I was 6 years old, so I mean that was always been my foundation for other things. I was in track and field and junior high school and high school. I was doing soccer in junior high school and high school. I tried other sports, but it's funny, like trying other sports always get me back to fighting, because I used to fight a lot in the street, even in Puerto Rico. So when I got to New York at 17, I decided, you know what, let's see how far fighting would take me. You know what I'm saying? Since I like fighting anyway, let's see how far fighting would take me. Sure enough, here in New York, buying magazines, stuff like that, and at the end of the page, they would have all the schools in New York. So one by one, I will go to them and check them out. And sure enough, because I was staying in the Bronx, went to photo row in the Bronx and bumped to Taekwondo school. And I remember because in the second floor, you go to the stairs, the second floor, once you go to the school, you pass a little lobby before you enter the school. And in the lobby, there's a bunch of pictures of Tiger Kim kicking, punching, breaking bricks. Mind you, Tiger Kim, if you see Grandmaster Tiger Kim, is a short little Korean guy. He's like the definition of Bolo in Korean. Short, stocky, muscle. Oh my God. Fast as hell. So when I saw the pictures, I'm like, wow, this guy's the real deal. So I got in, met his nephew, Usu Kim, who's a Korean Taekwondo champion himself. And so I'm interested in learning Taekwondo, whatever. And my grandmother, God bless her soul, who, not knowing nothing about martial arts, but she knew that that's what I like, and that's what take me off the street and doing bad in the street. If that's what I like, she support it. So she paid the year fee, she paid my uniform, she paid for my equipment, and I made my promise then and there that I would be, if I'm gonna do this, I'll be the best I can doing this,
Yeah.
And got my black belt in '92 under the Grandmaster Tiger Kim. Got my first degree black belt in Taekwondo. 1995, won the Taekwondo championships in New York, first place. And then that's what got me into kickboxing, because in Taekwondo, when you win, there's no money. So that's what got me into kickboxing. And of course, my first guy was Louis Bad Boy Ruiz.
background. You think you could give the fans a little kick real quick, show them the power behind that leg?
Well, me? Why, this heavy bag? Can you guys see him? Can you see clear from there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's do a little show. Let's do a little show. How's that?
It looks like you pulled your groin. If I tried to do that, I'd be down for a couple minutes if I tried to lift my leg out. But yeah, it was amazing having you on the show today, man. And we can do it anytime, anywhere, any place.
Thank you.
And it was awesome. And your stories are amazing. And I'm sure next time you can tell everyone, even you got so many stories, we could talk for 4 hours, 5 hours.
Right.
But yeah, thank you for having you on, man. And I can't wait to do it again.
Thank you for the invitation, and thank you for all the love and support. It means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, same to you. You have a good day, man.
You too.